It's the 2023 FCAC Girls Lacrosse Championship on the DAF Media Network. This afternoon, arch rivals Darien and New Canaan battle it out for the 2023 FCAC crown live from Cardinal Stadium on the campus of Greenwich High School. This is how we got here so far in this tournament. You're taking a look at the bracket now. Darien taking down Greenwich 16-2 in the semifinals on Monday. New Canaan just barely surviving the Wilton Warriors 10-9, thanks in big part to a Molly Reed buzzer beater at the 8-meter, and that's how New Canaan advanced. That's how Darien advanced, and one of these teams will be our champion for the year of 2023. Hi, everybody. Joined alongside my broadcast partner, John Fraters. I'm Braden Schenck, welcoming you to this highly anticipated rematch between the Wave and the Rams. John, let's start with Darien, the number one team in the nation, a perfect 17-0 thus far, and head coach Lisa Lindley has what appears to be one of her best teams she's ever seen.
Yeah, you are right, Braden. Basically a super team for the Darien Blue Wave this year. Obviously, Chloe Humphrey we talked about, but up and down the roster, they have so many good players, so many key contributors who can help out if they ever need it. And if New Canaan tries to completely shut down Chloe Humphrey, she can dish the ball off and create more offense herself with more assists.
A team that consists of 18 Division I commits to play lacrosse in the next 2 years, but what makes this team so good is the chemistry amongst this Darien team. Assistant coach Mary Bennett was saying before the game, this is probably the tightest group that this team has ever seen in Darien history, and the chemistry off the field correlates to the game that they play. 17-0 on this season. They've outscored opponents 280-93 this season. And on the other side of things, New Canaan, the Rams enter as the two-time defending FCAC champions, beating Darien in each of the last two title games. The Rams got here just barely by surviving Wilton, but this Rams team is hungry for some revenge on the Wave.
Yeah, you talk about it. The New Canaan Rams are here for revenge. After losing to Darien earlier this year and what was considered not that good of a game for New Canaan, they kind of broke down, let Darien control the pace of the game. That's what New Canaan has to do today if they want even a shot at competing with Darien. They need to slow down the pace. They need to play their game. They can't be playing on defense the majority of the game, otherwise it's just not going to work for the Rams today.
A regular season meeting at Dunning Field won by Darien 11-6. The scoreboard shut off at halftime. They still played through it. Darien came away with the victory, but again, New Canaan, the two-time defending champions in this year's tournament. They won the 2022 and the 2021 crown, so Darien looking to get back in the FCAC win column for the first time since 2019. And now we take a look at our players to watch in this afternoon's contest. For Darien, how can you not watch number 2 Chloe Humphrey, the North Carolina-bound senior, and the number 1 player in the class of 2023? John, what do you like about Chloe's game?
I mean, there's so much to like about someone like Chloe's game. She's essentially a franchise player in what would be a Major League Sports team. And this year, Chloe Humphrey has just come through in large part to the ability to use her speed and versatility to get down low and able to put the ball past basically any girl in the FCAC. But also her ability to dish out and her feel for the game. Knowing when to take that pass, when to push the pace, and her aggressiveness on those ground balls, able to scoop them up and give Darien second chance, third chance opportunities. And she's always in the mix wherever you are. Wherever you're looking, Chloe Humphrey will be there trying to get the ball.
For most players, a hat trick is enough. When these teams met in the regular season, Chloe Humphrey had a double hat trick, 6 goals against New Canaan in the regular season meeting, leading this Darien team to the victory. And now shifting over to the Rams, they have a goal scorer in Lexi Tully. Tully, the leader on the offense, and on Monday, she had 5 out of the team's 10 goals, and Lexi is just the latest addition of the Tully sisters.
Yeah, you talk about it. Lexi Tully also has her sister, Maddie Tully. And, everyone out here has been watching the Tully sisters, and Lexi has just come through this season as such a great role player, able to get inside, just like Chloe Humphrey, just like all these girls in the FCAC. All these girls are so skilled and talented when it comes to the game of lacrosse and feel for the game, but especially Lexi Tully.
The bread and butter for Lexi Tully is going to be that sweep play that New Canaan likes to run, an offense that is very well drawn out, something head coach Kristen Woods has really coined over her 17 years leading this New Canaan program. They're going to take their time on offense, look for that perfect pass, look for a sweep, look for an open player, and take that shot, something that Darien goaltender Hope Shudell will need to be ready for and try to stop down this New Canaan team, because in a highly anticipated rivalry like this, every run matters.
Yeah, you are right. Every goal is going to be very beneficial. You talk about the last time these teams met, New Canaan was playing from behind for almost the majority of the game, except for when they got the first goal. But that's going to be New Canaan's key to the game today, is able to control the pace and settle down. New Canaan's offense runs through plays. They're not going to play at a fast pace, and they're not going to beat Darien, by playing the fast tempo game. They're going to have to slow it down, maintain possession, and limit turnovers if they're going to want to compete against a very skilled Darien team.
It's the Darien Blue Wave and the New Canaan Rams in the 2023 FCAC Girls Lacrosse Championship game from Cardinal Stadium, coming up next on the DAF Media Network. Burn 40 more, and that's turned over. Herrera and the Gators looking to get some late offense. They trail by 2. Herrera giving it everything she's got. Now hands it off to Steer. Lauren Steer, under 2 minutes to play. 13-11, Darien leads. Hoskins. Right back to Steer. Steer being pushed off by Kate DeMark. They'll try their luck with Shirtlift. Shirtlift the shot, and she scores! Natalie Shirtlift keeping the St. Paul's Gators in this game, but their work is not done yet. It's now 13-12. They got to win this draw, get the offense going, hope for a goal, but Shirtlift starts the comeback. Jodelle Bates to that right side. And the drama continues. Her third goal of the game. And now the biggest draw of the game. Colette Quinn and Anna Regan. And actually they will go with the junior Kira Bollas. 13-12, a minute 25 to play. If Darien wins this draw, the shot clock would be turned off, and you have to assume the game is over. If St. Paul's wins it, they have time for another offensive stand. The ball is up. The draw to decide the game. And Humphreys fighting for it. Will someone pick it up? Humphreys got it. She spins out of it into the attacking zone. Now St. Paul's needs to force a turnover. Whistle on the push. A minute 6 left. And they turn it loose. St. Paul's has the ball. And they turn it back away. On the grounds. Whistle blown, and it's going to the Gators. The referee calls a hold on Darien. The Gators have to work. 50 seconds. Does St. Paul have the heroics in them? The push. Timeout. They're calling for the timeout. St. Paul's wants the timeout. The referees will eventually give them the timeout with 49.6 seconds to go. And again, a huge turnover for the St. Paul's School for Girls. Head coach Mary Gagnon will take her second and final timeout. And this is a deciding possession for the girls in white and green right here. A goal, and we are tied 13-13. A stop from Hope Schudel or a Darien stop, and the Wave, you have to assume, has this game won. Going back to that final draw. Again, the shot clock was turned off if Darien won it. So the only way St. Paul's would have touched the ball again is if they forced the turnover, which they did, thanks to the defensive likes of Sofia Herrera. Transition the ball thanks to a whistle by the referee. And now with 49.6 seconds left, the St. Paul's Gators has a chance to send this game into overtime. But first they got to score. And 49.6 seconds is plenty of time for the Gators to set the offense up. Get a good shot, find Shirtlift wide open, set a screen. What else you want to draw up? And that's the reason that this head coach, Mary Gagnon, is here in this situation to get this game tied, send it to overtime. And St. Paul's right now has some life in them. A game that has been back and forth all afternoon. The insanity continues. And now this game will come down to the final 49 seconds of play. The Wave breaks their huddle. The defense looking for something. It's going to come down to the Duke-bound Hope Schudel, the goalkeeper for the Wave, who's made numerous saves. And you can hear the fans getting rowdy. St. Paul's, their biggest possession of the game. Shirtlift, Hoskins, Steer, Hahn, O'Day, and Regan, the attacking 7 for this St. Paul's team. Shudell gets set, gets the pat on the back from Casey Benoit. You got to assume they're going to take at least one shot. And head coach Mary Gagnon drawing something up. The ball will be started by number 2, Lauren Steer, the senior. Fans getting into it. 49.6 on the clock. And we are here underway in this final possession. Hoskins around the circle looking for someone. Hoskins now going to her dominant hand. Stafford playing the defense. Hoskins finds its way to Steer. Steer going up the lane. She had a look there. Now to Shurtleff. Shurtleff down low. The shot. And just wide of the cage. Possession staying with the Gators, however. Hoskins took that shot, just bounced it wide. 25 seconds. The Gators, do they have some heroics in them? 20 seconds. There's Herrera. Shurtleff now. Natalie Shurtleff just hands it off. Steer, she has 2 in the contest, and it's stopped by Shudell. Hope Shudell makes the save of the game, and Darien will come to Maryland and take down the St. Paul's School for Girls. Hope Shudell, the hero. The save at the buzzer. And Darien takes 4 hours to come to Maryland, and they take down the 2-time IAAM champion, the St. Paul's Gators. Back on the DAF Media Network, here we go in half number 2 between Darien and New Canaan in the 2023 FCAC Girls Lacrosse Championship. The team switched sides for this half. Darien moving from right to left on your screen in their home whites with the blue numbering. New Canaan, the visiting Reds, with the white numbering from left to right. If you're just joining us, Braden Schenck and John Fraters with you. So glad you can be with us. John, we talked about Darien heading into halftime, coming out now. What is New Canaan going to look to do differently in this second half?
They just got to be able to win the draws. The draws are going to be a big part as this game gets sloppier, obviously, with the weather conditions not being ideal. They also need to just slow down and relax. We saw Darien came out with a lot of nerves, and then they were able to slow it down after being in a 3-0 hole. And now New Canaan finds themselves down 2, and they need to slow it down and just relax and come back into this game. Maybe get a goal here and play their set offense, play their game and their own pace.
A game that was once 3-0 New Canaan, about 4 or 5 minutes in, is now seeing Darien come all the way back. They lead 7-5. Hope Shudell is yet to make her first save, and a goal by Devin Russell. Number 8, scoring goal number 6 for the Rams.
Yeah, you saw Devin Russell, who's going off to BC as she is just a junior now, so in a year and a half. But you see her take the ball in her hands there and just go right through Darien defenders, put a couple moves, a couple dekes, and able to get through and pull off the shot on Hope Shudell. And you saw there, that's what great players can do, is they can take the ball and go and get a goal for their team. And now that puts the lead up to down by 1 in the hole against Darien.
Well, we survived the rain. It appears to be done, so should get a little bit better on the weather side. Nonetheless, a goal for Devin Russell, her second in the contest. It's still 7-6 in favor of the Wave. Back inside the draw circle, Cameron Picorni, Lexi Tully. 1 by Reagan Quinn. Quinn looking to set up the Rams offense. Quickly met with Kate DeMark, and DeMark causes the turnover. DeMark, the senior, off to Virginia to play lacrosse for the Cavaliers next year. She'll be off inside the Commonwealth State.
Yeah, and if you're Darien there, you like seeing that. You like seeing your defense stand up New Canaan there and not allow New Canaan to go on a streaky run. And now it's just about maintaining possession and not turning it over.
Referee going to sort this one out. Von Kennel will get the possession. Tully moving behind her, and a triangle of New Canaan defenders. Now DeMark in the midfield. Fields it at the Greenwich Cardinal. DeMark across the 30. Now to Humphrey.
Darien now taking the slow approach, trying to set things up, trying to get back on their feet, settle their feet, and stop the goals on New Canaan.
And now Darien can take their time. It's something that they don't like to do. However, they can now as they're up 7-6. And a goal would be nice to extend that lead. However, you're not in desperation for a goal. Jillian Vott. Right back to Stafford. Now here's Humphrey. Chloe Humphrey has some room. Shoots, and she scores! Chloe Humphrey with a snipe and a half, and it's 8-6.
That was a great goal by Chloe Humphrey there. And you just saw her use her abilities. You see her get the ball behind the net, not being guarded by anyone. She emerges from behind the net, moving around, and then she's able to snake her way through a bunch of New Canaan defenders, able to get past her first woman, and then she's able to kind of get through and find her pocket. And, you know, against really, really good players, you just need to give them a little range to shoot, a little bit of space, and she was able to convert there, and that's what you see from Chloe Humphrey, the senior going off to UNC Chapel Hill.
Goal number 4 for the senior captain in this contest, and it is 8-6. Darien, and she just has that ability in her that she can weave between the defenders, get the open space, drop the arm angle, take the shot, win a draw control. She can do it all for this Darien team. Humphrey. Now commanding the offense as Vaught and Hope Hapgood come in to the attacking zone. You are watching the DAF Media Network, a joint venture of the Darien Athletic Foundation and the Darien Foundation, bringing you live coverage of the 2023 FCAC Girls Lacrosse Championship. One of these teams will walk away with a plaque. The other will walk away empty-handed and, well, a disappointed FCAC season. Stafford. Humphrey, and she scores! Chloe Humphrey with her 5th, and Darien continues to roll.
And that is 5 goals for Chloe Humphrey on the day. And then you see that again. That was the same play that ran earlier in the first half where someone holds the ball at the top right a couple 10, 20 yards back, and then you send Chloe Humphrey cutting, and then she's able to receive the pass and fire up a quick shot. And that was what she was able to do there for her 5th goal of the game.